It is really nice out here, and I have lots of cherry tomatoes to harvest, but I'm going to pull them up because I have all this kale and stuff growing, and I want to replace it. Them up, and then I'm going to harvest a bunch of the cherry tomatoes off of them. There's excess plants growing everywhere. They came up on their own. And I'm going to move them to where my currant tomatoes were because I dug them up. They look a little wilted because, you know, I transplanted them and it's hot. But, now there's kale all through here, and some of those peppers where, I think those are called trident peppers, actually, now that I remember. I used those in salsa and couldn't figure out what they were. But now I'll have, greens and stuff growing in here. And I also put, greens all on through with these tomatoes, so in a few weeks, once I pull the rest of these out, there'll be greens in here to take over and grow, because these tomatoes are determinate ones, and they're almost done. I mean, it looks like they're still making green here and there, and a deer keeps coming through here and eating the tops, so I think if that didn't happen, they might actually be a lot bushier and continue to go. But they are, I've been going out here and harvesting them a little early, and then just bringing them inside and putting them in a box. Like once they start to get like this, I harvest them and bring them inside, just so nothing happens to them. Tomatoes over here next to this squash and pumpkin, because I'm just going to be able to stand here and harvest them all much easier this way. Here, which are slowly dying, but they still have lots of tomatoes on them that I need to get off too. Another bush of, or plant, I guess, of those little currant tomatoes. So I need to harvest a bunch of these and make some type of pickle or something. Idea of what I want to make. I have some recipes that I saw in one of the ball guides to preserving, and I think I'm going to do something similar. I think I have pretty much everything I need except for, I think, one ingredient, which I'm not growing, so I'm going to have to go get it. The journey shouldn't take too long because my town's not that big and the store's not that far away. I'll go this way. It's all this utility work everywhere. Too much further down here. Look at the mural on the side of that building. I think it's really cool. I guess it's sort of like a timeline of like industry or something, and the railroad and stuff through here. It's quite interesting. Just a little place. Jars here and lids. If they have lids, 12 count. That's nice. Maybe I should get some. It's only $3.29 a dozen. It's the produce section. Limited selection of produce, but it's at least something, I guess, right? They have some marked down stuff. Oh, look, dates. I love dates. I saw a video of a guy harvesting dates, and he was harvesting dates from a date palm in some, I can't remember the place, but I thought it was pretty cool. I wish I could grow dates. It'd be really nice. But anyway, I guess back to my recipe. You have some rosemary, which is just what I want. So I'm gonna get some rosemary. We got 3 dozen of these. See what they're like. Some lids, got some herbs, and I guess I'm gonna go try out these lids and see how they are. I mean, might as well, since I'm gonna be canning something. I don't know if anyone saw, if you saw in the video of the store where it said these were ball lids. I mean, they're not. I think they should at least like label them as just canning lids, since these are not clearly ball lids, but I bought them anyway. I mean, can't find lids anywhere, so, you know, I'd be stupid to not pick them up when I see them, I think. even if I have Tatler lids. So I got 3 dozen of them. Okay, tomatoes, which took a really long time to harvest. And I have some garlic here from garlic that I harvested earlier. So these are kind of small, which is what I want because I'm going to do half pints. So I'm going to do half pints and use small little cloves of garlic and some rosemary. And I have some wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, and some white vinegar, and some canning salt. And I'm going to pickle some currant tomatoes. I have garlic and rosemary. I'm going to put a little clove of garlic and a little, like a sprig of rosemary in each little jar, along with the tomatoes. Jars in here heating up, and while this is heating up, I'm going to heat up the brine. Added 1.5 teaspoons of canning salt, 1.5 cups of red wine vinegar, 1.5 cups of white vinegar. Then I'm going to add 6 cups of water, and that's the rest of the brine. I have everything here ready. Got my lids washed. That way I can do this quickly and not let anything cool down. My jars are heating up. This over here is just about to start simmering. I'm going to simmer it for about 10 minutes. This water and my jars actually get to a nice simmering temperature. I'm just going to simmer them for a few minutes and then I'm going to take them out and then start filling them up with my spices and my tomatoes so that I can go ahead and do the brine and get them back in the canner. Okay, I have a piece of garlic and some rosemary in each one, and I'm starting to fill them up with tomatoes. I'm just going to fill them up to about here, and then I'm going to fill the brine up to 1/2 inch. I'm all filled up with the tomatoes. Now I'm just going to fill the brine up to 1/2 inch, which is right here. Okay, I have the brine all filled up. I have the rims all cleaned off from the top, so now I'm just going to put the lids on, and then I'm going to put them in the canner. I got my jars all in. I'm going to put the lid on, and then I'm going to time it for 10 minutes. In about 5 minutes, I will be back and I will take these out and see what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and take these out. They're kind of in there really tight because I put 14 of them in there. Okay, they're all out. I think they look pretty good. If anything, if I don't like them, I guess I could always make a tomato vinaigrette out of them. I'm going to come back tomorrow and see what they look like though. Next day, they're all cleaned up and sealed, except for one. One of them actually didn't seal, so I guess these lids are okay. They work about the same as the ball lids. They sometimes don't seal. This one here didn't seal. So I'm going to just keep this one in my refrigerator and try it out. Despite that, one not sealing is still okay. I still have 13 of them here. So that's pretty cool. I can put them on my shelf and eat them this winter when I feel like having some type of tomato snack. So I thought I'd just share what I was up to and making some pickled tomatoes. Hope everyone has a great one.